Welcome to Bedtime Daydreams. Tonight, we're going to experience something really special, something that anyone who's ever been in a long-term relationship has probably dreamed about at some point. We're going to drift off fantasizing about falling in love again, not with someone new, with the person you're already with, rediscovering that spark, finding each other again. You know how life gets. Work and bills and groceries and schedules. And somewhere in all of that, the person you fell in love with becomes your roommate, your co-parent, your business partner. You still love them. Of course you do. But when's the last time you looked at them and felt those butterflies? When's the last time you stayed up talking about nothing and everything? When's the last time you really saw each other? Tonight's story is about what happens when you both decide to find your way back. When you wake up to the fact that the love of your life is right there, and you've been taking each other for granted. It's about choosing each other all over again, about remembering why you fell in love in the first place, and discovering new reasons to fall even harder. Before we begin, if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button. We create fantasy stories about the scenarios we all daydream about, and your support means everything. And leave a comment telling us where you're from, what time it is where you are, and what you miss most about the early days with your partner, or what you'd do if you could press reset and fall in love all over again. Okay, let's begin. Get comfortable, close your eyes, and let's drift into this beautiful fantasy of finding each other again. It's a Thursday night, just another Thursday. You're sitting on opposite ends of the couch, scrolling through your phones. The TV is on, but nobody's really watching it. Your partner is wearing those old sweatpants with the hole in the knee. You're in that t-shirt you've had since college. This is what every evening looks like now. You glance over at them. Their face is lit by the blue glow of their phone. You can see the little crease between their eyebrows that appears when they're concentrating. When did you stop noticing that? When did you stop noticing them? I'm going to bed, they say, standing up and stretching. It's only 9:30. You nod without looking up from your phone. Okay, good night. They pause for a second, like they're waiting for something. But you don't notice. You're reading an article about nothing important. And then you hear their footsteps heading down the hall. The bedroom door closes. And you're alone in the living room with the sound of some talk show host laughing at their own jokes. Something twists in your chest. A weird feeling, like missing someone who's right there in the next room. When's the last time you went to bed at the same time? When's the last time you actually said goodnight like you meant it? You set your phone down. The feeling doesn't go away. It gets stronger. You think about this morning. You both got ready for work in silence. Coffee, toast, a peck on the cheek that felt more like an obligation than a choice. Have a good day. You too. And that was it. You think about last weekend. Saturday, you did the grocery shopping while they took the car to get the oil changed. Sunday, you both caught up on work emails and household chores. You ordered takeout and ate it while watching a show you're both only half interested in. And at some point during the evening, you looked at them and realized you couldn't remember the last time you had a real conversation. This isn't how it used to be. You remember when you first got together. You'd stay up until 3 a.m. just talking about everything and nothing. Your dreams, your fears, random memories from childhood, what you'd do if you won the lottery, what superpower you'd choose. You'd laugh at stupid jokes. You'd look at each other and feel that electricity, that pull. You remember the way they used to look at you, like you were the most interesting person in the world. The way you'd catch them staring and they'd blush and smile. The way every touch meant something. The way you couldn't wait to see them. The way your heart would jump when you heard their key in the door. When did that stop? It wasn't sudden. It was gradual. Life happened. Jobs got more demanding. Bills piled up. Maybe you had kids. Maybe you moved. Maybe you just got comfortable. Too comfortable. You stopped trying. Both of you. You stopped dating. You stopped flirting. You stopped really seeing each other. And now you're roommates who share a bed and a life. But somewhere along the way, you lost the connection. You lost the spark. You lost each other. You sit there on the couch, and for the first time in months, maybe years, you feel it, really feel it. The loss, the loneliness. Not the loneliness of being alone, but the loneliness of being with someone and still feeling alone. And it hurts. Your phone buzzes. A notification from some app you don't care about. You ignore it. You're thinking about them, about you, about what you've become, and you realize something. You don't want this. You don't want to be two people living parallel lives in the same house. You don't want to be strangers who happen to share a last name and a mortgage. You want them back. You want to fall in love again with the same person. You want to find your way back to each other. But how? How do you bridge this gap? How do you go from where you are now to where you used to be? Or better yet, somewhere even better. You stand up, turn off the TV. The silence is immediate and thick. You can hear the refrigerator humming in the kitchen, the clock ticking on the wall, your own heartbeat. You walk down the hall. The bedroom door is closed, but you can see the light on underneath. You put your hand on the doorknob. Your heart is pounding. This is silly. It's just your partner, the person you've been with for years. But it feels significant, like you're about to do something that matters. You open the door. They're in bed, propped up on pillows, reading something on their phone. They look up surprised. You usually don't come to bed for another hour or two. "Hey," you say. Your voice sounds weird, nervous. "Hey," they say back. They're looking at you with a question in their eyes. Is everything okay? You close the door behind you, stand there for a second, and then you say it, the thing that's been building in your chest all evening. "I miss you." They blink, set their phone down on the nightstand. "What do you mean? I'm right here." "I know," you say. You sit on the edge of the bed. "But I miss you. I miss us. I miss how we used to be. When's the last time we actually talked? Like really talked? Not about bills or schedules or what needs to get done. When's the last time we stayed up late just being together?" They're quiet for a moment. You can see something shift in their expression. Recognition. Maybe relief. "I don't know," they say softly. "It's been a while." "I don't want to be like this anymore," you say. Your throat feels tight. "I don't want us to just exist in the same space. I want to actually be with you. I want to fall in love with you again. I want us to find each other." And here's what happens. They don't look surprised. They don't look confused. They look at you with these eyes that are suddenly bright and intense, and full of feeling. And they say, I want that too. God, I want that too. I've been feeling so lonely. Even though you're right here, I've been missing you too. Something breaks open in your chest. Relief, hope, love, all of it rushing in at once. You're both on the same page. You both want this. You both want to find your way back. So what do we do? They ask. How do we fix this? You think about it, and then you smile. We start now, right now. We stop letting life happen to us, and we start choosing each other on purpose, every day. They smile back, and it's the first real smile you've seen from them in forever. It reaches their eyes. It lights up their whole face. And you remember. This is why you fell in love. This person. This beautiful, complicated, wonderful person. Tell me something, you say. Something I don't know about you, or something I've forgotten. They laugh, a surprised, delighted laugh. Okay, let me think. They shift on the bed, getting more comfortable. Do you remember when we first started dating? How I told you I wanted to learn to play guitar but never had the time? Yeah, you say. I remember. You said your dad played and you always wanted to learn from him. Well, they say, and there's a hint of shyness in their voice now. I actually bought a guitar. 6 months ago. I've been teaching myself. Just 10 minutes here and there when you're at the gym or running errands. I don't know why I didn't tell you. I guess I felt silly, like it was this secret thing. You stare at them. You've been learning guitar for 6 months? They nod. I'm not very good yet, but yeah, I've learned a few songs. It makes me happy. It's just for me, you know? Something that's mine. And you realize you've been living in the same house, and you had no idea. They've been pursuing a dream, teaching themselves something meaningful, and you didn't even notice. Because you stopped paying attention. You stopped asking questions. You stopped being curious about them. I want to hear you play, you say. Will you play for me sometime? Their eyes get bright, happy. Really? You really want to hear? Of course I do. I want to know everything about you, even the stuff I think I already know. I want to rediscover you. They reach over and take your hand. Their fingers lace through yours. And it's such a simple gesture, but it feels monumental. When's the last time you held hands? Just to hold hands. Not to help each other out of the car or cross the street. Just to be close. Your turn, they say. Tell me something. You think, and then you say, I've been writing again. Just in the mornings before work. Nothing serious. Just thoughts, memories, things I want to remember. I haven't written anything since before we got married. But a few months ago, I just had this urge to start again. So I did. What do you write about? They ask. They're looking at you so intently, like they really want to know. Mostly about us, you admit. About the early days. About what I felt then and what I feel now. About how I want things to be different, better. How I want us to find our way back. They squeeze your hand. Can I read it? Someday when you're ready? Maybe, you say. Yeah, I think I'd like that. And just like that, you're talking, really talking. For the first time in forever, you're learning about each other, rediscovering things you forgot, discovering new things you never knew. The conversation flows, easy, natural, like it used to. They tell you about a coworker who's been driving them crazy with passive-aggressive emails, about how they've been thinking about changing careers, but didn't want to bring it up because money's tight. About a dream they had last week that was so vivid they woke up confused about what was real. You tell them about your mom calling you at work last Tuesday and how the conversation made you think about getting older and what you want your life to look like in 10 years. About how you saw a couple at the coffee shop last week and they were laughing together and you felt jealous. About the article you read about relationships and how it made you realize you've been taking them for granted. The minutes tick by. You're both still sitting there, your hand in theirs, looking at each other, really looking. And you're seeing them again. The person you chose, the person who chose you. They're not just your partner, your spouse, your significant other. They're a whole person with thoughts and dreams and fears and quirks, and you've been missing out on all of it. I love you, you say, and it's not automatic. It's not reflexive. You mean it. You feel it, deep in your chest, in your bones. I love you too, they say, and their voice cracks just a little, like maybe they've been waiting to hear that, really hear it. Not just the words you say out of habit, but the words with weight behind them. You lean in and kiss them, and it's different from the quick pecks you've been exchanging. This is slow, intentional, present. You're there, they're there. You're both fully in this moment together. When you pull back, they're smiling, a real smile, the kind that makes their eyes crinkle at the corners. So what now? They ask. Now, you say, we keep going. We don't let this be a one-time thing. We make this the start of something. We date each other again. We court each other. We choose each other every single day. I like that, they say. I like it a lot. Tomorrow, you say, I'm taking you out. A real date. Just the two of us. Dinner, maybe a walk. No phones, no distractions, just us. They laugh. A happy, surprised laugh. Are you asking me out? Yeah, you say. I am. Will you go on a date with me? I'd love to, they say. And they mean it. You can tell. You settle into bed together. And for the first time in months, maybe years, you don't just occupy the same space. You're together. Your head on their shoulder, their arm around you. You can hear their heartbeat, steady and strong. Thank you, they whisper, for saying something, for not letting us keep drifting apart. I've been scared that we'd lost it for good, that we'd just become one of those couples who stays together out of habit or convenience. But this, tonight, this feels like hope. It is hope, you say. We're going to figure this out. We're going to fall in love again, every day, over and over, until it's second nature. They kiss the top of your head. I'm all in, they say. 100%. Let's do this. And you lie there together in the quiet. The bedroom is dark except for the moonlight coming through the window. You can see the outline of their face, the curve of their jaw, the way their eyelashes cast shadows on their cheeks. You'd forgotten how beautiful they are, how lucky you are. Tomorrow things will be different. Tomorrow you're starting fresh. Tomorrow you're choosing love. But tonight, right now, you're just here, together, finding your way back to each other. One conversation, one honest moment, one intentional choice at a time. And it feels like the beginning of something beautiful. The next day, you wake up differently, not to an alarm blaring, not in a rush. You wake up slowly, naturally, with sunlight filtering through the curtains. And the first thing you notice is them. They're still asleep next to you, face peaceful, breathing steady. You watch them for a moment, just watch, and you feel it, that warmth, that affection, that love. You resist the urge to grab your phone and check emails. Instead, you stay there, present. You reach over and gently brush a strand of hair off their forehead. They stir a little. Their eyes flutter open. And when they see you looking at them, they smile. A sleepy, genuine smile. "Good morning," you whisper. "Good morning," they whisper back. Their voice is raspy from sleep. "You're still here." "Where else would I be?" you say, but you both know what they mean. Usually by now, you'd be up, showered, making coffee, starting the day already 3 steps ahead, but not today. "Last night," they say. "Was that real?" "It was real," you say, "and I meant everything I said. I'm taking you out tonight. A proper date." Their smile gets bigger. "I've been thinking about it since I woke up. I'm actually nervous." "How silly is that?" "Nervous for a date with my own spouse." "It's not silly," you say. "It's sweet. I'm nervous too. I want it to be perfect. I want to show you that I'm serious about this, about us." You spend the morning together, really together. You make breakfast as a team. They crack the eggs while you handle the toast. You put on music, not as background noise, but as something to enjoy. You catch yourself dancing a little while you're setting the table, and they laugh. Not at you, but with you. Happy, light. Over breakfast, you plan the day. You both have work, but you make a pact. No bringing work home tonight. No distractions. Tonight is for the two of you. They suggest the restaurant where you had your third date, the Italian place with the candles and the good bread. You'd forgotten about that place. You haven't been there in years. "Perfect," you say. "I'll make a reservation." The day at work drags. You check your phone a few times, not for work emails or social media, but to see if they've texted. And they have. Little messages throughout the day. Thinking about tonight. With a smiley face. "I'm wearing something nice. You better too." With a winking emoji. "Can't wait to see you." You text back, things you'd normally feel silly saying, but you say them anyway. Counting down the hours. "You're going to look beautiful." You always do. "I've been thinking about you all day." And it feels good. It feels like when you first met, when every text was exciting, when you'd read their messages over and over, when you'd smile at your phone like an idiot and not care who saw. You leave work right at 5. Normally you'd stay late, finish a few more tasks, check one more thing, but not today. Today you have somewhere to be, someone to see. You drive home with the windows down and the music up. You feel lighter than you have in months. When you get home, they're not there yet. You use the time to get ready. You shower, actually shave, put on cologne. You dig into the back of your closet and find that shirt they always said they liked. The one that's maybe a little too nice for a random Friday night. But this isn't a random Friday night. This is important. You hear the door open, their footsteps in the hallway. Your heart actually jumps, like you're a teenager getting ready for prom. You check yourself in the mirror one more time. Hair okay, shirt tucked in. You look good. You look like someone who's trying, and you are. You walk out to the living room, and there they are. And wow, they're wearing that dress, the one you love. the one that makes them look incredible. Their hair is done. They're wearing makeup. Not a lot, just enough. And they're looking at you with this expression that's part shy, part excited, part nervous. You look amazing, you say, and you mean it. They look like they did when you first met, when you couldn't believe someone that beautiful was interested in you. You too, they say. They walk over to you, smooth down your collar. I like this shirt. I always have. I know, you say. That's why I wore it. The drive to the restaurant is different. Usually, car rides are silent or filled with talk about practical things. Whose turn is it to get gas? What needs to be picked up at the store? Did you remember to pay that bill? But tonight you talk about other things. You ask them about their day. Really ask, and really listen to the answer. They tell you about a meeting that went well, about a coworker who said something funny, about how they kept thinking about tonight and couldn't focus. You tell them about your day too, the small things, the boring things. But somehow when you're sharing them with someone who actually cares, who's actually listening, they don't feel small or boring anymore. They feel like life, real life, the life you're building together. The restaurant is exactly like you remember. Warm lighting, red checkered tablecloths, the smell of garlic and fresh bread. The host leads you to a table in the corner, a little private, a little romantic, perfect. You sit across from each other, and there's a moment of awkwardness, like you're both suddenly aware that this is a date, that you're supposed to be doing something, performing somehow. But then you catch their eye and they laugh, that same laugh from last night, real and warm and full of joy. This is weird, right? They say. So weird, you say. Good weird, though. The best weird, they agree. The waiter comes and takes your drink orders. Wine for both of you. The good stuff. Not because it's an occasion, but because you want to. Because you're celebrating. Not an anniversary or a birthday. Just each other. Just this moment. Just the decision to choose love. When the waiter leaves, you reach across the table and take their hand. I'm really glad we're doing this, you say. Me too, they say. They're playing with your fingers, tracing patterns on your palm. I've missed this. I've missed us. Tell me something, you say. Something from back then, from when we first got together, a memory. They think for a moment. Their eyes get distant, happy. Do you remember the night we went to that terrible movie? The action one with the ridiculous plot? You laugh. Oh God, yes, that was awful. But, they say, we snuck out halfway through, and we went to that diner, the one that was open 24 hours. And we ordered pie and coffee, and we sat there for 3 hours, just talking. And the waitress kept refilling our coffee and giving us these knowing looks, like she knew we were falling in love. You remember everything about that night. The way they looked across that vinyl booth, the way they laughed at your stupid jokes, the way the fluorescent lights made their eyes look extra bright, the way you knew, right then, that this person was different, that this person was it. I knew that night, you say. I knew I was going to fall completely in love with you, and I was scared and excited all at once. I knew it too, they say. I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. I just lay there thinking about you, about us, about what this could be. And I was terrified because I'd never felt that way before. That certain, that all in. The wine comes. You toast to second chances, to new beginnings, to finding each other again. The wine is good, smooth and rich. You sip slowly. There's no rush, no place you need to be. Just here, just now. Your turn, they say. Tell me a memory. You think. There are so many, but one stands out. That weekend we drove up the coast, remember? We didn't have a plan. We just got in the car on Friday afternoon and started driving, and we found that little beach town, the one with the pier and the lighthouse. Oh my God, they say. Their face lights up. I love that place. We walked on the beach at sunset. And you found that piece of sea glass, you say. The blue one. You said it was your favorite color blue, and you kept it in your pocket all weekend. I wonder if you still have it. I do, they say quietly. It's in my jewelry box. I look at it sometimes and think about that weekend, about how happy we were, how easy everything felt. Your chest tightens. They kept it. All these years, through everything, through the fights and the stress and the daily grind, they kept that little piece of blue glass, that little piece of that perfect weekend, that little piece of who you used to be together. Can I tell you something? They say. Their voice is softer now, more serious. I've been scared for a while now. Scared that we were losing each other, that we'd end up like my parents, married but miserable, together but alone. And I didn't know how to say anything. I didn't know how to fix it. I was just hoping it would get better on its own. But it wasn't getting better. It was getting worse. You squeezed their hand. I know. I was scared too. I kept thinking, this can't be all there is. This can't be what we've become. We used to be so in love, so connected, and now we're just going through the motions. And I hated it. But I didn't know how to change it until the other night, when I just couldn't take it anymore, when I had to say something. I'm so glad you did, they say, because I don't think I could have. I was too scared, too afraid that if I brought it up, you'd realize you weren't happy, that you'd want out. But then you said you missed me, and it was like this weight lifted, because I missed you too, so much. The food comes, pasta for them, chicken for you. The same things you ordered on the third date all those years ago. You'd forgotten, but they remembered. They ordered for both of you while you were looking at the wine list. And the fact that they remembered makes your throat tight. You eat slowly, talking between bites, laughing, flirting, actually flirting. You compliment them. They compliment you. You tell bad jokes. They laugh anyway. You play footsie under the table, like teenagers, like people who are falling in love. And you realize you are falling in love again with the same person. But it feels new. It feels fresh because you're seeing them differently now. You're not taking them for granted. You're not assuming you know everything about them. You're being curious, present, intentional. I have an idea, you say, for something we can do to keep this going, to make sure we don't fall back into old patterns. Tell me, they say. What if we have a date night every week, no matter what? No matter how busy we are or how tired we are. One night a week where we shut out everything else and just focus on us. We can take turns planning it. Sometimes it's fancy like this. Sometimes it's just a walk around the neighborhood. Sometimes it's cooking dinner together at home. But the point is, we make the time. We prioritize us. They're nodding, excited. I love that. Yes, let's do that. And maybe we can also do something in the mornings, like having coffee together, really together, not just passing in the kitchen, but sitting down, even if it's just for 15 minutes, starting the day together. Perfect, you say, and no phones during those times, no work talk, just us, checking in, connecting. Deal, they say. I want this to work. I want us to work. Better than we have been. Better than we ever have. Dessert comes. You share tiramisu. 1 plate, 2 spoons, feeding each other bites, being silly, being sweet, being in love. The people at the next table are smiling at you. You must look like newlyweds, all gooey-eyed and handsy. And you don't care. Let them think what they want. This is you. This is real. This is what love looks like when you choose it every day. After dinner, you walk. There's a park near the restaurant, the one with the fountain, and the benches, and the string lights in the trees. It's chilly but not cold. They shiver a little, and you wrap your arm around them. Pull them close. They lean into you, head on your shoulder, and you walk like that, slow, taking in the night, the sounds of the city around you, the feel of them next to you. You find a bench, sit down, look up at the sky. You can't see many stars because of the city lights, but there are a few. Brave little pinpricks of light fighting through the glow. You point one out. They nod. You're both quiet for a moment, just sitting, just being. I used to think, they say, that falling in love was a one-time thing. You meet someone, you fall, and then you're either in love forever or you're not. But that's not it, is it? Love is a choice. Every single day, you have to choose it. You have to work at it. You have to keep falling. Yeah, you say. I think you're right. And we forgot that. We thought because we got married, because we committed, that was it. We didn't have to try anymore. But that's when you have to try even harder, because life gets in the way. And if you're not intentional about it, you drift apart. Not because you stop loving each other, but because you stop choosing each other. They turn to look at you, really look at you. I choose you, they say. Today, tomorrow, every day. I choose you. I choose you too, you say. Always, forever, no matter what. You kiss, slow and deep. Not the quick pecks of habit, but a real kiss. The kind that makes your toes curl. The kind that makes you forget where you are. The kind that reminds you why you fell in love in the first place. When you pull apart, you're both smiling, both a little breathless, both so incredibly happy. You stay there for another hour, just talking, remembering, dreaming. They tell you about their hopes for the future, things they want to do, places they want to see. You tell them yours, and you realize how many of them align, how many of them involve each other, how you've been dreaming the same dreams but never sharing them. Let's make a list, they say, of things we want to do together, a bucket list for us, and let's actually do them, not someday, not when we have time, but now, soon, because life is short and we've wasted enough time already. Yes, you say, let's do it. Let's live, really live, together. On the drive home, you hold hands. They're playing with your fingers, humming along to the radio. You catch yourself looking over at them, at the curve of their smile, the way the streetlights play across their face, the way they seem lighter, happier, and you feel it too. This isn't just one good night. This is the start of something. This is you both deciding that your relationship is worth fighting for, worth choosing, worth falling in love for over and over again. When you get home, you don't immediately go to your separate corners. Don't turn on the TV. Don't grab your phones. Instead, you sit on the couch together. They put their head in your lap. You run your fingers through their hair. And you just exist there, peaceful, content, together. Thank you, they whisper, for tonight, for last night, for not giving up on us. Thank you for choosing to fall in love with me again, you say. Every day, they say. I'll choose you every day. And you believe them because you see it in their eyes, in their smile, in the way they're looking at you right now. This is real. This is happening. You're finding each other again. And it's just the beginning. The next morning is Saturday. No work, no obligations. Just the two of you and a whole day ahead. You wake up wrapped around each other, legs tangled, arms intertwined. The way you used to sleep when you first moved in together, before you migrated to your separate sides of the bed, before the pillow wall, before the distance. You're awake first. You lie there watching them sleep, the way their chest rises and falls, the little sounds they make, the peace on their face. You'd forgotten to notice these things. You'd forgotten to appreciate them, but not anymore. Not now that you're paying attention again. They stir, eyes opening slowly. When they see you looking at them, they smile. That same smile from yesterday, sleepy and soft and full of affection. Morning, they mumble. Morning, you say. Sleep well. Best sleep I've had in forever, they say. They stretch, cat-like, and then curl back into you. I don't want to get up. Can we just stay here all day? We could, you say. Or we could get up and make breakfast together, real breakfast, pancakes or waffles or something, and then we could go do something fun, something we haven't done in years. They prop themselves up on one elbow, looking at you with interest. Like what? I don't know, you say. We could go to that farmer's market you used to love, or the art museum, or the botanical gardens, or we could just drive somewhere, explore, be spontaneous. Their eyes light up. The botanical gardens, yes. I haven't been there in ages. I used to go all the time before we got married. I'd bring a book and just sit there for hours. But then life got busy, and I just stopped going. Then that's what we'll do, you say. Today, right now. Well, after breakfast. You get up, make your way to the kitchen. You put on coffee and dig out the waffle maker from the back of the cabinet. It's dusty. You haven't used it in years. But today feels like a waffle kind of day. They put on music, not just background noise, but real music. Songs you both love. Songs you used to dance to in this very kitchen when you first moved in. You cook together. They mix the batter while you set the table. You're both still in your pajamas. Hair messy, no makeup, no trying to impress. Just comfortable, just real, just yourselves. And it's perfect. The waffles are good, fluffy and golden. You top them with butter and syrup and fresh berries. You eat across from each other at the kitchen table. The table where you usually just grab a quick bite before rushing out the door. But today, you sit, you eat slowly, you talk. I've been thinking, they say, about what we talked about last night, about making time for each other, about choosing us, and I realize there are so many little things we used to do that we stopped doing, and I want to start doing them again. Like what? You ask. Like this, they say, gesturing to the table, the breakfast, the morning. Like sitting down to eat together. Like making real food instead of just grabbing whatever's quick. Like those Sunday morning crosswords we used to do. Remember? We'd get the paper and spend an hour trying to finish the puzzle together. You'd forgotten about that. The Sunday crosswords. It had been a tradition. Your thing. And then one Sunday you didn't do it. And then another. And then it just faded away, along with so many other things. We should start that again, you say. Tomorrow. Let's do the crossword tomorrow. I'd like that, they say. They take another bite of waffle. What about you? What do you miss? What do you want to bring back? You think about it. I miss going to concerts, you say. We used to go see live music all the time. Little venues, big shows, everything. And then we just stopped. I don't even remember why, but I miss it. I miss experiencing music together, getting excited about a band, singing along, dancing, all of it. Let's look up who's playing around here, they say immediately. Let's buy tickets to something, soon, this month. Let's go to a show. You pull out your phone, not to scroll mindlessly, but with purpose. You look up concert listings. There's a band you both used to love playing at a small club in 2 weeks. Tickets are still available. Without even asking, you buy 2. Done, you say. We have a concert in 2 weeks. They grin. I'm excited. God, I'm actually excited about something. When's the last time I felt that? After breakfast, you both get ready. Casual clothes, comfortable shoes. You pack a backpack with water bottles and snacks, like you're going on an adventure, because you are. This isn't just a trip to the botanical gardens. This is you both stepping outside of your routine. This is you both saying yes to life, yes to each other, yes to joy. The drive takes about 30 minutes. You talk the whole way. Easy conversation. They tell you about a podcast they've been listening to. You tell them about a book you're reading, not because you have to fill the silence, but because you want to share. You want them to know what you're thinking about, what you're interested in. You want to be known by them. The botanical gardens are beautiful. It's a perfect day, sunny but not too hot. A gentle breeze. The flowers are in full bloom, reds and yellows, and purples and pinks. The air smells sweet. There aren't too many people. It feels almost private, like this place exists just for the two of you. You walk slowly, hand in hand, no destination, just wandering, discovering. They point out flowers they recognize. You take photos, not just of the flowers, but of them, laughing, smiling, happy. You want to remember this, all of it, this day, this feeling, this new beginning. You find a bench under a huge oak tree. Sit down. The shade is cool, pleasant. You can hear birds singing, water trickling from a nearby fountain, the soft murmur of other visitors in the distance. But mostly, it's quiet, peaceful. I used to come here when I needed to think, they say, when I needed to feel grounded. There's something about being around growing things, living things. It puts everything in perspective, makes the big problems feel smaller, makes the small joys feel bigger. I get that, you say. Thank you for bringing me here, for sharing this with me. I want to know all your places, all the spots that mean something to you. I want to understand what makes you happy. They lean their head on your shoulder. You make me happy, they say simply, when you're actually here, when we're actually together like this. This makes me happy. You sit there for a while, just sitting, just being. You're not rushing. You're not checking the time. You're not thinking about what needs to be done. You're just here, present, with them. And it feels revolutionary. When's the last time you did nothing together? When's the last time you just existed in each other's company without any agenda? Eventually, you get up, keep walking. You find a rose garden, hundreds of roses in every color imaginable. They stop in front of a deep red one, lean down to smell it, close their eyes, smile. This is what happiness smells like, they say. You pull out your phone, not to check messages or scroll social media, but to take a photo of them, smelling the rose, eyes closed, smile on their face, the sun hitting them just right, perfect. When you show them the photo, they laugh. I look ridiculous, they say. You look beautiful, you say. You look happy, and that's the most beautiful thing in the world. They kiss you, right there in the rose garden, and you don't care that there are people around. You don't care that you're not supposed to be that couple, the one that makes out in public. You kiss them back, deep and passionate, because you love them, because you're falling in love with them all over again, because this moment is perfect and you want them to know it. You spend hours there, walking, talking, sitting, taking photos, learning about different plants, reading the little placards, being tourists in your own city, rediscovering wonder, rediscovering each other. On the way out, you stop by the gift shop. You buy a small plant, a succulent. For our house, you say, something living, something we can take care of together, a reminder of today, of this new beginning. They love it. They cradle it carefully as you walk to the car. We'll put it in the kitchen window, they say, where we can see it every morning, and every time we look at it, we'll remember. We'll remember to choose each other, to take care of us the way we take care of this little plant. Lunch is at a little cafe nearby. Sandwiches and soup. Nothing fancy, but it's good. You sit outside on the patio. The afternoon sun is warm. You're both tired from all the walking. Happy tired. Satisfied tired. The kind of tired that comes from actually living instead of just existing. I don't want this day to end, they say. They're playing with your fingers across the table. A habit that's becoming familiar again, comfortable again. I don't want to go back to real life. This is real life, you say. This is what real life should be, and we can have more days like this. We just have to make them happen. We have to prioritize them, us, over everything else. You're right, they say. I keep thinking that once things calm down, once we have more time, then we'll do this stuff. But things never calm down. Time never magically appears. We have to make it. We have to choose it. After lunch, you drive home. But you're not ready for the day to end. So instead of going straight home, you take a detour. You drive to the beach. It's a bit of a drive, but worth it. When you get there, the sun is starting to lower in the sky. That golden hour light that makes everything look magical. You take off your shoes, walk on the sand. The water is cold but refreshing. You walk along the shoreline, waves lapping at your feet, the sound of seagulls, the smell of salt air. It's perfect. All of it. Perfect. When I was a kid, they say, my parents would fight. A lot. And when it got bad, I'd imagine what it would be like to be in a relationship where people actually loved each other, where they chose each other every day, where they made each other happy instead of miserable. And I'd promise myself that when I grew up, I'd have that. I'd be in a relationship that was different, better. They pause, look out at the ocean, and I did. I found you. And at first, it was everything I dreamed of. We were so happy, so in love, so connected. But then somewhere along the way, we started looking like my parents. Not the fighting, but the distance, the roommate thing, the going through the motions, and it scared me. It scared me so much because I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't want to become them. I didn't want us to be that. Your throat is tight. You wrap your arms around them from behind. Rest your chin on their shoulder. We're not them, you say. We're not going to be them because we're doing something they never did. We're acknowledging the problem. We're choosing to fix it. We're choosing each other. That makes all the difference. They turn in your arms, look up at you. Their eyes are wet, not from sadness, but from emotion, from relief, from hope. I love you, they say. I love you so much, and I'm so glad we're doing this. I'm so glad we're not giving up. Never, you say. I'm never giving up on us. You're it for me. You're the one. And I'm going to spend every day for the rest of my life making sure you know it, making sure you feel it. You kiss. With the ocean behind you, the setting sun painting the sky in pinks and oranges, the sand beneath your feet, the sound of the waves. It's like a movie scene, but it's real. It's your life, your love story, and you're writing a new chapter, a better chapter. You stay until the sun sets completely, until the sky fades from pink to purple to dark blue, until the first stars appear. You make wishes on those stars, secret wishes, wishes for yourselves, for each other, for your future together. And as you drive home, hands linked, you feel it, the possibility, the hope, the love, all of it rushing back, filling the spaces that had been empty for so long. When you get home, it's late. You're both exhausted, but it's good exhaustion, the kind that comes from a day well spent, from memories made, from love renewed. You change into comfortable clothes, brush your teeth, go through the motions of ending the day. But before you go to bed, they pull out their phone. Let's start that list, they say, the bucket list of things we want to do together. Let's write it down while we're thinking about it, while we're in this mindset. So you do. You sit on the couch with a notebook, and you make a list. Trip to Italy, learn to cook Thai food together, take a pottery class, go camping, visit that bookstore in the next state over that you've always wanted to see, go dancing, learn to salsa, have a picnic, watch the sunrise, stargaze somewhere with no light pollution, go to that restaurant you've been wanting to try, take a weekend and just drive with no destination. Some of them are big, some are small, but they're all things you'll do together, things you'll experience together, things that will keep you connected, keep you choosing each other. When the list is done, it's 2 pages long, full of dreams, full of possibilities, full of future memories waiting to be made. You tear it out of the notebook, hang it on the fridge with a magnet. where you'll see it every day, where it will remind you this is what matters. This is what life is about. Not the bills or the chores or the stress, but this: love, connection, joy, each other. In bed, you curl up together, like you have been the past 2 nights, like you will from now on, because you're done with the distance, done with the separate sides of the bed. You want to be close. You want to fall asleep, touching. You want to wake up together. You want all of it, all the closeness, all the intimacy, all the love. Today was perfect, they whisper into the darkness. It was, you agree, and tomorrow will be too, and the day after that, because we're making it perfect. We're choosing it. I can't wait, they say. I can't wait for all of it, all the days ahead, all the adventures, all the moments, all of you. Me neither, you say. This is just the beginning. We're just getting started. And as you drift off to sleep, wrapped up in each other, you know it's true. This is just the beginning. You've found each other again. You've chosen love. You've chosen each other. And everything from here on out is going to be different, better, more intentional, more connected, more full of love. Because that's what you're building now. A life. A real life. Together. The way it was always meant to be. The next few weeks become a blur of beautiful moments. Not because time is flying by in a mindless way, but because every day is full of intention, full of presence, full of love. You're both making an effort, both showing up, both choosing each other, and it's changing everything. Your morning routine has transformed. You wake up together now, not to alarms blaring and rushing to get ready. You set your alarms 15 minutes earlier. Those 15 minutes are for each other, for lying in bed, for talking about your dreams, for planning your day, for just being together before the world demands your attention. Then you make coffee together. You've turned it into a ritual. They grind the beans while you boil the water. You've started making real coffee. Pour over. French press. Taking the time to do it right. Because it's not just about the caffeine anymore. It's about the process, the togetherness, the start of the day. You sit at the kitchen table with your coffee. That little succulent from the botanical gardens sits on the windowsill. It's thriving, growing, just like you two. And every morning, one of you says something about it. Look at that new leaf. It's getting bigger. We're doing a good job. And you both know you're not just talking about the plant. You talk about your days, what you're looking forward to, what you're nervous about, what you're working on, real stuff, important stuff, the stuff that makes up your lives. And you listen, really listen, not just waiting for your turn to talk, but actually hearing each other, actually being present. Before you leave for work, you kiss. Not a quick peck, a real kiss. The kind that reminds you why you're doing this, why you're trying, why this person is worth it, and you say it out loud. I love you. Have a good day. I'll be thinking about you. Little things, but they matter. They matter so much. Throughout the day, you text, not about logistics. Well, sometimes about logistics, but also about nothing, about everything. Just thinking about you. Can't wait to see you tonight. Remember that time I love you. Simple messages, but they keep you connected. They remind you that even though you're apart, you're together. You're a team. You're choosing each other even in the middle of busy work days. And when you get home, things are different too. You don't immediately retreat to separate corners. You greet each other at the door, like you're happy to see each other, because you are. You ask about their day. They ask about yours. You change clothes and then you reconvene in the kitchen, on the couch, in the backyard, wherever, but together. You've started cooking dinner together. It's become one of your favorite parts of the day. You put on music, you pour wine, you chop vegetables and stir pots and taste sauces. You dance around each other in the kitchen. You laugh when things go wrong. You celebrate when things go right. And then you sit down together at the table with real plates and real napkins, and you eat and you talk. And it's not just dinner. It's connection. It's intimacy. It's love. After dinner, you don't just collapse on the couch and zone out. Well, sometimes you do. But even that's different now. You sit together. They put their legs across your lap. You play with their hair. You watch shows you both actually want to watch. Shows you can talk about, laugh about, experience together. Or sometimes you don't watch anything. Sometimes you just talk, or read side by side, or play a game, or go for a walk. The point is, you're together, intentionally, purposefully. And your date nights. Those have become sacred, every Friday, no exceptions. Sometimes you go out, to restaurants, to concerts, to movies, to museums, to new places you've never been. Sometimes you stay in, you cook fancy meals, you have picnics in the living room, you play board games, you give each other massages, you take baths together. Whatever it is, it's special. It's for you, for us, for this love you're rebuilding. One Friday, they plan a surprise date. They won't tell you where you're going, just to dress casual and trust them. You drive for about 45 minutes, out of the city, into the countryside. You have no idea where you are. And then they pull into a driveway. There's a sign. Starlight Farms, apple picking and hay rides. You turn to look at them. They're grinning. I remembered, they say. You told me once that you used to go apple picking with your family when you were a kid. That it was one of your favorite memories. And I thought, let's make a new memory. Our memory. Your chest gets tight. They remembered a throwaway comment you made years ago. They remembered, and they planned this. For you. For both of you. This is perfect, you say. Your voice cracks a little. This is so perfect. You spend the afternoon picking apples, filling bags with crisp sweet fruit. You take ridiculous photos, them holding an apple like it's the most precious thing in the world. You taking a bite with juice dripping down your chin. Both of you in the orchard with the sun setting behind you. Perfect. All of it. Perfect. You go on a hay ride, bouncing along on bales of hay. The evening air is cool. You're pressed against each other for warmth. They're laughing, head thrown back, joy radiating from them. And you think, this is what life is supposed to be. Not the stress and the bills and the routine. But this, joy, laughter, love, adventure, connection. On the way home, you stop at a little country store. You buy apple cider and fresh donuts. You eat them in the car, sticky fingers and sugar on your lips. And you talk about the day, about how much fun you had, about how you want to make this a tradition. Come back every fall, pick apples, go on hay rides, make cider, bake pies, build memories, together, always together. The Sunday crosswords have become a thing again. Every Sunday morning, coffee, breakfast, the newspaper. You sit side by side, working on the puzzle, arguing about clues, celebrating when you get a hard one. It takes an hour, sometimes more, but it's your hour, your time. No phones, no distractions, just you and them and the puzzle. And really, the puzzle is just an excuse to sit together, to talk, to be. One Sunday, you're stumped on a clue. 7 letters, means to find again. You're both staring at it, thinking, and then it hits you at the same time. You look at each other. Recover, you say in unison. But you're not just talking about the crossword. You're talking about what you've done. You've recovered each other, your love, your connection. You found it again. You found yourselves again. They lean over and kiss you. We did it, they whisper. We actually did it. We found our way back. We're still finding it, you say, every day. But yeah, we're doing it. We're really doing it. The concert you bought tickets to finally arrives. You're both excited, giddy almost, like teenagers going to their first show. You get ready together, them trying on different outfits, you giving opinions. That one. Definitely that one. They do a little spin. Look at you. You think? I know. The venue is small, intimate, packed with people, but not uncomfortably so. You find a spot near the stage, close enough to really see, to really feel. The opening band is good, but you're waiting for the main act, the band you both love, the one you saw together years ago on your 5th date, the one whose songs became the soundtrack to your early relationship. When they come on stage, the crowd erupts, and so do you. You're both cheering, clapping, singing along before they even start playing. And when they do start, it's magic, pure magic. The music washes over you, loud and beautiful and perfect. You're singing, dancing, living, and you look over at them and they're doing the same. Lost in the music, lost in the moment, lost in joy. There's a slow song, a ballad, and they turn to you, pull you close, and you slow dance right there in the middle of the crowd to this song that you remember from that 5th date, this song that played in the car on the way home, this song that you kissed to for the first time, really kissed, the kiss that made you both know this was serious, this was real, this was it. And now here you are, years later, slow dancing to the same song, but it feels new. It feels like a full circle, like coming home, like finding something you thought you'd lost. You rest your forehead against theirs, close your eyes, breathe them in, and you feel it, all of it, the love, the connection, the rightness. This is where you're supposed to be, with this person, in this moment, forever. After the concert, you're both buzzing, energy and joy and music still ringing in your ears. You don't want to go home yet, so you walk through the city streets, past lit-up buildings and late-night cafes and street musicians. You're holding hands, swinging your arms, talking about the show, about the songs, about how good it felt to do that together, to experience that together. You find an all-night diner, slide into a booth, order coffee and pie, and you sit there for hours, talking about everything, about the past, the present, the future, about your dreams, your fears, your hopes, about who you were, who you are, who you want to become, together, always together. I feel like I have you back, they say, like I have my best friend back, my partner, my person. I feel like we're us again, but better, because we appreciate it now. We don't take it for granted. I know what you mean, you say. It's like we went through this dark period, this valley, and we climbed out together. And now we're on the other side, and everything looks different, better, clearer, because we know what it's like to almost lose it, and we never want to go back there. Never, they agree. I'm never letting us drift apart again. I'm going to keep choosing you, keep fighting for us, keep loving you every single day. You reach across the table, take both their hands in yours. Me too, always, forever, no matter what life throws at us. We're in this together, and we're going to make it. We're going to be happy. We're going to love each other the way we deserve to be loved. The weeks turn into a month, then 2, and the changes have become habits, good habits, healthy habits. You wake up together, have coffee together, check in throughout the day, come home to each other, cook together, eat together, spend evenings together, go to bed together. And it's not forced, it's not work, it's natural. It's become who you are, how you operate as a couple, as a team, as partners who are deeply, madly, truly in love. You've been checking things off your bucket list. You went to that bookstore, spent 4 hours browsing, bought a stack of books to read together. You took a pottery class, made ugly bowls that you both love because you made them together. You've been trying new restaurants, exploring your city like tourists, finding hidden gems, making memories. And the big stuff. You've started planning a trip to Italy for next year. You're saving, researching, getting excited. You want to see Rome, Florence, Venice, the countryside. You want to eat pasta and drink wine and walk through ancient streets together. Because you're building a life, a full life, a life filled with experiences and adventures and love. One night, you're lying in bed. They're reading, you're writing, because you still do that, write in the mornings. But now sometimes you write at night too, and they read what you write, and you read what they're reading. You share everything, all of it. The mundane and the meaningful, the silly and the serious, everything. They set their book down, turn to look at you. Can I tell you something? Always, you say. I'm happier now than I've ever been, they say. Happier than in the beginning when everything was new and exciting, because this feels real. This feels earned. We chose this. We built this. We saved this, and that makes it more valuable, more precious, more meaningful. You set your notebook aside, pull them close. I feel the same way. I think I love you more now than I ever have, because I know you. I really know you. Not just the version of you that you showed me when we were dating, but all of you, the good stuff and the hard stuff. And I choose all of it, all of you. Every day. They kiss you, soft and sweet. Thank you, they whisper. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for letting me, you say. Thank you for being brave enough to admit we needed help, to admit we'd lost our way. Thank you for choosing me back. You make love that night, not just sex, but real connection, real intimacy, looking in each other's eyes, being present, being vulnerable, being open, giving and receiving love in the most physical way. And afterward, you lie tangled together, sweaty and satisfied, and so incredibly happy, so incredibly in love. I fall in love with you more every day, they say, every single day. I look at you and I think, that's my person. That's who I chose. That's who chose me. And I can't believe how lucky I am. I feel the same way, you say. Like I won the lottery. Like I got the best prize. Like somehow, against all odds, I found you. And then I almost lost you. But I didn't. We didn't. We saved us. And now we get to spend the rest of our lives falling in love. Over and over. Again and again. Forever. The seasons change. Fall turns to winter. The days get shorter. The nights get longer. But you don't mind. Because the nights mean more time together. More time curled up on the couch. More time in bed. More time talking and laughing and loving. You're not afraid of the dark anymore. Because you're together. And together, you're light. You decorate for the holidays together. Put up a tree. Hang lights. Play festive music. You bake cookies. Make hot chocolate. Watch cheesy movies. Build a fire. Wrap presents. Not just for others, but for each other. Little things. Meaningful things. Things that say, I see you. I know you. I love you. On Christmas morning, you wake up early. Exchange gifts. You got them that guitar they've been learning on. A beautiful one. Much nicer than the beginner one they bought themselves. When they open it, their eyes fill with tears. You remembered, they whisper. Of course I remembered, you say. I remember everything now. I pay attention now. You matter to me. Everything about you matters to me. They got you a journal, a beautiful leather-bound journal with your initials embossed on the cover. For your writing, they say. I want you to keep writing. Keep capturing our story, because it's a good story, the best story. And someday I want to read it all. Every word, every memory, every moment. You spend the day together. No family obligations. No rushing around. Just the two of you. Cooking a big meal, eating leftovers, playing with your new things. They play guitar for you. A song they learned. It's a little rough. A little imperfect. But it's the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. Because they learned it for you. Because they're sharing this part of themselves with you. Because you're here, present, together. As the year ends, you reflect on where you were, where you are, where you're going. This time last year, you were strangers living in the same house, going through the motions, barely connecting, barely living. And now you're partners, best friends, lovers, soulmates. You're a team. You're us. And it's everything. Everything you ever wanted. Everything you needed. Everything you fought for. On New Year's Eve, you don't go to parties. You don't go out. You stay home. Just the two of you. You cook a nice dinner, drink champagne, talk about the year, about everything that's changed, everything you've learned, everything you've built. And when midnight comes, you're on the couch, wrapped up in each other, watching the countdown on TV. And when the clock strikes 12, you kiss. A long, deep, meaningful kiss. A kiss that says, thank you. Thank you for this year. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for saving us. Happy New Year, they say. Happy New Year, you say back. Here's to us, to falling in love again, to choosing each other, to forever. To forever, they echo. And you both know, this is it. This is what love is. Not the easy butterflies at the beginning. Not the passion without understanding. But this choice, this effort, this daily decision to show up, to be present, to love hard, to fight for each other, to fall in love over and over and over again. That's real love. That's forever love. That's the love you have. and you're never letting it go. A year has passed, a full year since that Thursday night when you sat on the couch and realized you'd lost each other. A full year since you opened the bedroom door and said, "I miss you." A full year since you both decided to fight for this. For us. For love. And what a year it's been. You're different people now. Both of you. Better versions of yourselves. More present. More intentional. More in love. Not because everything has been perfect. It hasn't. You've had hard days. Stressful weeks. Moments of frustration, disagreements, times when old patterns tried to creep back in. But the difference is, you caught them. You talked about them. You worked through them. Together. Always together. It's Thursday night again. You're sitting on the couch. But it's different now. You're not on opposite ends scrolling through your phones. You're next to each other. Your legs are draped over their lap. Their hand is on your knee. Absent-minded touches. Comfortable closeness. The TV is on. You're watching a show you both enjoy, but you're also talking, commenting, laughing. Together. Actually together. The Italy trip is coming up. In 3 months. You've been planning it for almost a year now. Booking hotels, researching restaurants, making lists of places to see, things to do, and the excitement is palpable. You talk about it almost every day. Imagine the food, the art, the history, the romance, walking through cobblestone streets, drinking wine overlooking vineyards, living, really living, together. But the thing is, you don't need Italy to be happy. You're happy now, right here, in this moment, on this couch, in this house, in this life. Because happiness isn't about the destination, it's about the journey and the person you're on that journey with. And you've got the best person, the right person, your person. Your friends have noticed the change. Multiple people have commented. You guys seem so happy. You're glowing. What's your secret? And you tell them, honestly, without shame. You tell them about that Thursday night, about realizing you'd lost each other, about choosing to find your way back, about the daily effort, the intentional choices, the commitment to love. And some of them listen, really listen. And you can see it in their eyes. Recognition. They're going through the same thing, the same drift. And maybe your story will inspire them. Maybe they'll have their own Thursday night moment. Maybe they'll choose love too. You've become that couple. The one that makes people believe in love. The one that's obviously, palpably in love. But not in an obnoxious way. In a beautiful way. In a way that reminds people why they want love. Why they're looking for it, why it's worth fighting for, and you're not embarrassed by it. You're proud. Proud of what you've built. Proud of who you've become. Together. The little succulent has grown. It's big now, thriving. You've had to repot it twice, and you've gotten more plants, lots more. Your kitchen window is full of them, green and growing and alive. Like your relationship. You water them together, check on them, talk to them, make sure they're getting enough light. It's silly maybe, but it matters. These little rituals, these shared responsibilities, these symbols of growth and care and attention. Date nights are still sacred, every Friday, without fail. Sometimes they're elaborate, fancy restaurants, theater tickets, day trips. Sometimes they're simple. Takeout and a movie at home. A walk through the neighborhood, sitting in the backyard stargazing. But they're always intentional. Always about you two. Always about nurturing this love. This connection. This us. Last Friday, they surprised you again. They'd signed you both up for a dance class. Salsa. Remember? It was on the list. The bucket list you made that second night. Learn to salsa. You'd forgotten about it. But they remembered. They always remember. The class was hard. You both have 2 left feet. You stepped on each other, spun the wrong way, laughed at yourselves. But by the end, you were getting it. The rhythm, the movement, the connection. And there was something intimate about it, about moving together, following and leading, trusting, being in sync. It was physical, but it was more than physical. It was symbolic of everything you've been doing, learning to move together, to be in rhythm, to trust, to follow, to lead, together. You've signed up for more classes every Wednesday. Another thing you do together, another way to connect, to grow, to experience new things, to keep falling in love. Because that's what you're doing every single day. Falling in love over and over with the same person. And it never gets old. It only gets better, deeper, richer, more meaningful. Sunday crosswords are still a thing. Every Sunday without fail. You've gotten better at them. Faster. More in sync. Sometimes you finish in under an hour. Sometimes it takes 2. But it doesn't matter. Because it's not about the puzzle. It's never been about the puzzle. It's about sitting together, working together, being together. That quiet, comfortable togetherness that comes from deep love, deep understanding, deep connection. You've started a new tradition. Every month, you take turns planning a surprise date, something the other person doesn't know about, something special, something that shows you know them. You pay attention. You care. Last month, you took them to a guitar concert, classical guitar. They'd mentioned once, months ago, that they'd always wanted to hear classical guitar live. You remembered? You made it happen. They cried. Happy tears. Grateful tears. Love tears. This month, it's their turn. They won't tell you what they're planning. Just that you need to keep Saturday afternoon free. You're excited, curious, but also just happy. Because whatever it is, it will be thoughtful. It will be about you. About them knowing you, loving you, choosing you. Saturday comes. They wake you up with coffee. Not just coffee. Your favorite coffee from that cafe across town. The one you love but rarely go to because it's out of the way. They drove there this morning, early, to get it for you, fresh, hot, perfect. Get up, they say. We have places to be. You shower, get dressed. They still won't tell you where you're going, just that it's a bit of a drive. You get in the car. They're driving, music playing, your hand in theirs. You're content to just be, to let them lead, to trust, to not know. Because you're with them. And with them, everything is an adventure. Everything is good. An hour later, you pull into a parking lot. You look around. You're at the beach. The same beach you went to on that second day. When you drove to the gardens and then couldn't let the day end. When you watched the sunset. When you talked about their parents. When you held each other and promised to choose love. That beach. I thought we could come back, they say, to where we made those promises, to remember, to recommit, to celebrate how far we've come. You're overwhelmed, in the best way. They remembered. They brought you here. They planned this. This is perfect, you managed to say. This is so perfect. You walk on the beach, hand in hand. It's a beautiful day, sunny, warm, not too crowded. The water is that perfect blue-green. The sand is soft. The air smells like salt and sunscreen and summer. You walk slowly, talking, reminiscing about that first visit, about how scared you both were, about how uncertain, about how you didn't know if you could really save what you had. But you did. You saved it. You rebuilt it. You made it better than it ever was. They've packed a picnic. You find a spot, spread out a blanket, unpack sandwiches and fruit and cookies and lemonade. You eat and laugh and watch the waves. Watch families playing, couples walking, kids building sandcastles, life happening all around you. But you're in your own bubble, your own world, a world that consists of just the two of you and this perfect day and this perfect love. After lunch, you lie back on the blanket, side by side, looking up at the sky, a few clouds drifting by, birds flying overhead, the sound of the ocean, the warmth of the sun, their hand in yours, perfect, all of it, perfect. Can I tell you something? They say. Always, you say. It's become your thing, this exchange. Can I tell you something? Always. Can I ask you something? Always. Can I kiss you? Always, always, always. Yes to everything, yes to all of it. I was thinking, they say, about where we were a year ago, about how lost we were, how distant, how lonely. And I was thinking about where we are now, how close, how connected, how happy. And I'm just so grateful. So incredibly grateful that we did this, that we saved us, that we chose love. Me too, you say. I think about it all the time, about what could have happened if I hadn't said something that night. If we just kept going the way we were, we probably would have ended up divorced, or worse, staying together but miserable, living separate lives under the same roof. And that's so sad to think about, because we would have lost this, all of this, the best thing in my life, you, us. But we didn't, they say. We didn't lose it. We found it again. We found each other again. And now we know. We know what it takes. We know how to fight for us. And we'll never forget that. We'll never take each other for granted again. Never, you agree. This is too precious, too valuable, too important. You're too important. We're too important. They roll over, prop themselves up on one elbow, look down at you, their faces silhouetted by the sun behind them. But you can see their eyes, bright, loving, full of emotion. I want to renew our vows, they say. I know we're already married, but I want to do it again. A ceremony, just us, or with a few close friends. But I want to say those words again, those promises, because they mean something different now. They mean more now, because we know what it takes to keep them. And I want to promise you again, in front of witnesses, in front of the universe, that I choose you, that I love you, that I'll spend the rest of my life falling in love with you over and over again. Your eyes are wet, happy tears, grateful tears, love tears. Yes, you say. Yes, I want that too. I want to marry you again, to promise again, to celebrate this, what we've built, what we've become. They kiss you, and it's one of those kisses, the kind that feels like a promise, like a vow in itself, like a sealing of something sacred, and you kiss them back with everything you have, all the love, all the gratitude, all the joy, all of it, every ounce of feeling in your body poured into this kiss, this moment, this person. You spend hours at the beach, swimming, playing in the waves, building a sand castle together, taking photos, kissing, talking, laughing, living, And as the sun starts to set, you sit on the blanket, wrapped up in each other, watching the sky turn orange and pink and purple, watching the day end, but knowing tomorrow will bring a new day, a new opportunity to choose love, to choose each other, to fall in love all over again. I love you, you say, for the 1,000th time, the millionth time, but it never gets old, never loses meaning. If anything, it means more. More every time you say it. More every time you feel it. More every time you choose it. I love you too, they say. More than anything. More than everything. You're my person. My forever. My home. And you're mine, you say. Always. Forever. No matter what. The drive home is quiet. Good quiet. Content quiet. You're both tired but happy. Sun-kissed and sandy and full of love. They have their hand on your leg. You have your hand over theirs. And you're thinking about the vow renewal, about planning it, about what you'll say, about how you'll celebrate this love, this beautiful, hard-won, intentional love. When you get home, you shower together, washing off the sand and the salt, but staying close, always close, kissing under the warm water, laughing, touching, loving, and then you dry off, put on comfortable clothes, order pizza, because you're too tired to cook, but too happy to care. You eat pizza on the couch, watching a show you've been binging together, and halfway through an episode, they pause it, turn to you. I need to tell you something else, they say. Okay, you say, what's up? I've been thinking, they say, about the future, about what we want, and I realize something. I'm ready, if you are. I want to have a baby, with you. I want to build a family. I want to create life with you. Another person that's part of both of us. Another person we can love together, raise together. And I know it's a big decision, and we should talk about it, really talk about it. But I wanted you to know, I'm ready, if you are. Your heart is racing. A baby. You haven't talked about this in years. Back when you were distant, the idea of bringing a child into that dynamic seemed impossible, irresponsible. But now things are different. Now you're solid, strong, connected. Now you could do this, together. You could be parents, good parents, loving parents, partners who model healthy love for their child. I'm ready too, you say. I want that, with you. I want to build that with you, a family, a life, all of it. They're crying now. Happy tears, overwhelmed tears. Really? They ask. You really want this? Really, you say. I want everything with you. Everything. A baby, a family, a lifetime of falling in love. All of it. Every bit of it. You hold each other, crying and laughing and kissing, overwhelmed by the possibilities, the future, the love, all of it. Everything that's ahead of you. Everything you're going to build together. Everything you're going to experience together. As partners, as lovers, as best friends, and soon, as parents. That night in bed, you lie wrapped up in each other, talking about the future, about names, about nurseries, about what kind of parents you'll be, about how you'll teach your child about love, about choosing each other, about falling in love again and again and again, about how love is a choice, a daily decision, a commitment, and how it's the best thing in the world when you do it right, when you show up, when you try, when you choose. We're going to be good at this, they say, at parenting, because we know how to work together. We know how to communicate. We know how to love. We know how to fight for what matters. And we'll teach our kid that. We'll show them what love looks like. Real love, committed love, chosen love. We will, you agree. We'll be great, together, like we are at everything. Because we're a team, we're partners, we're us, and that's pretty unstoppable. You fall asleep like that, dreaming about the future, about babies and birthdays and first days of school, and family vacations and all the beautiful chaos that comes with building a life. A real life, a full life, a love-filled life. Together, always together. Choosing each other every single day. Falling in love over and over and over again. Forever. The next morning is Sunday, crossword morning. You wake up naturally, peacefully. Reach for each other before you even open your eyes. Good morning, you mumble into their neck. Good morning, they say back. Their voice is rough with sleep, perfect. I had the best dreams. About us, about our family, about everything we're going to do, everything we're going to be. Me too, you say. I can't wait for all of it. With you, always with you. You get up, make coffee together, the ritual you've built, the pattern you've established, the life you've created. You sit at the kitchen table with your crossword. Work through it together, laughing, debating, celebrating. And when you finish, you look at each other, really look, and you see it in their eyes, in their smile, in the way they're looking at you. Love, pure, true, deep love. The kind that lasts, the kind that matters, the kind that's worth fighting for. I love you, you say, again, always. I love you too, they say. I'm so glad we found each other again. I'm so glad we didn't give up. I'm so glad we chose this, chose us, chose love. Me too, you say. Best decision I ever made. Best thing I ever did. Choosing you, every day, for the rest of my life. I choose you. And I choose you, they say. Today, tomorrow, forever. I choose you. And that's it. That's the secret. That's the whole thing. Choosing, every single day. Choosing to show up. Choosing to try. Choosing to love. Choosing to fall in love again and again and again. With the same person. Through the easy times and the hard times. Through the highs and the lows. Through everything life throws at you. You choose. You choose love. You choose them. You choose us. And that makes all the difference. That changes everything. That creates the life you always wanted. The love you always dreamed of. The partnership you always needed. So you sit there at your kitchen table with your coffee and your crossword, with your plants growing in the window, with your life spread out before you, full of possibility, full of promise, full of love. And you're happy, truly, deeply, completely happy, because you have everything you need right here, right now, in this person, in this choice, in this love. And you know without a doubt that this is what you'll be doing for the rest of your life, falling in love with them again and again and again, forever and ever, choosing and loving and living together, always together, falling in love again every single day. And it's the best thing in the world. Months pass, beautiful months, full months, months of continued growth and love and connection. The vow renewal happens in the spring. You keep it small, intimate, just your closest friends and family, in a garden, with flowers blooming all around you, the same kind of garden where you had your second date, where you walked and talked and started falling in love all over again. You write your own vows this time, real vows, from the heart, not the standard words you repeated at your first wedding, but words that mean something now, words earned through trial and effort and choice. You stand there holding their hands and you say, I choose you, not because it's easy, but because you're worth it, because we're worth it. I choose to wake up every day and fall in love with you again. I choose to see you, to hear you, to know you. I choose to fight for us when things get hard. I choose to celebrate us when things are good. I choose you, today, tomorrow, every day for the rest of my life. And they say their vows, through tears, through smiles. I didn't know it was possible to love someone more as time went on. I thought love peaked at the beginning, and then it was just maintenance. But I was wrong. I love you more today than I did yesterday. And I'll love you more tomorrow than I do today. Because every day with you teaches me something new about love, about partnership, about life. You're my best friend, my lover, my partner, my home, and I choose you. Every single day, I choose you. There's not a dry eye in the garden. Your friends are crying. Your family is crying. Even the efficient is crying. Because everyone can feel it. The love, the commitment, the realness of it. This isn't just a ceremony. This is a celebration of hard work, of dedication, of choosing love when it would have been easier to walk away, of fighting for what matters, of winning. The reception is perfect. Good food, good music, good people, dancing and laughing and celebrating. But the best moment comes later, when you're slow dancing, just the two of you on the dance floor. Everyone else is cleared away, giving you space, giving you this moment. The song is the same one from that concert. The ballad, the one you slow danced to in the crowd, the one from your 5th date, your song. We did it, you whisper. We actually did it. We saved us. We built this beautiful, strong, real love. And I'm so proud of us, so grateful for us. Me too, they whisper back. I can't believe how lucky I am, how lucky we are, that we got a second chance, that we took it, that we didn't waste it. We'll never waste it, you say. We'll never take it for granted again. We know too much now. We've worked too hard. This is forever, real forever, chosen forever. The Italy trip happens in the summer. 2 glorious weeks. Rome, Florence, Venice, Tuscany, everything you dreamed of and more. You eat pasta and drink wine and walk through ancient streets and see incredible art and soak up the culture and the beauty and each other. You take a cooking class together in a villa in the countryside. You learn to make fresh pasta. You laugh when you mess it up. You celebrate when you get it right. You drink limoncello on a terrace overlooking rolling hills. You watch the sunset paint the sky in impossible colors. You make love in your hotel room with the windows open and the sound of the city below. You're alive. So alive. Living, really living, together. One night in Venice, you're on a gondola ride. Cliché, maybe, but perfect. The gondolier is singing in Italian. The water is lapping against the sides of the boat. The buildings are glowing in the evening light. And you're sitting there, in their arms, head on their shoulder. And you think, this is it. This is what all those years of work were for. This moment, this feeling, this love. Thank you, you say, for not giving up on us, for fighting with me, for building this with me, for loving me. Thank you. Thank you, they say back, for seeing me, for choosing me, for falling in love with me every day. Thank you. You kiss. There on the gondola, in Venice, with the water and the light and the song. Perfect. All of it. Perfect. Not because it's a fancy location or romantic setting, but because you're together. Because you chose this. Because you built this. Because this is your love story. And it's the best story there is. When you get home from Italy, tanned and happy and full of memories, you start trying for a baby. It's exciting, nerve-wracking, full of hope and anticipation. Every month you wait. You wonder. You hope. And then one morning, 2 months after you start trying, they come out of the bathroom holding a pregnancy test. They're crying, shaking, smiling so big. It's positive, they say. We're pregnant. We're going to have a baby. You're frozen for a second, and then it hits you, really hits you. You're going to be parents. You're going to have a child, together. A little person that's half you and half them. A living embodiment of your love. And you start crying too. You pull them close. Hold them tight. We're having a baby, you say. Holy shit, we're having a baby. We're having a baby, they repeat, laughing through tears. We're actually doing this. We're building a family. We're creating a life. Together. The pregnancy is beautiful. Hard sometimes. Morning sickness and fatigue and all the physical stuff. But beautiful. You're there for all of it. Every doctor's appointment, every ultrasound, every milestone. You talk to the baby, read to the baby, play music for the baby. You're already in love. Before you've even met this little person, you're already completely, totally in love. You set up the nursery together, paint the walls a soft yellow, build the crib, hang pictures, wash tiny clothes, stock up on diapers and wipes and all the things you'll need. And every step of the way, you're in awe. This is happening. This is your life. You're going to be parents. And you're going to be good at it because you know how to work together, how to communicate, how to love, how to show up, how to choose each other even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The baby comes in the spring, after a long labor, intense and painful and beautiful. You're there the whole time, holding their hand, coaching them through contractions, telling them how strong they are. How brave, how amazing. And when the baby finally arrives, when you hear that first cry, when you see that tiny perfect face, you both lose it, sobbing, overwhelmed, in love, so in love. It's a girl, a beautiful baby girl, with their eyes and your nose and a full head of dark hair, perfect, absolutely perfect. They place her on their chest, skin to skin, and you both just stare. In wonder, in awe, in complete and total love. She's here, they whisper. Our baby, our daughter. She's really here. She's perfect, you say. You're perfect. This is perfect. Thank you. Thank you for this. For her. For us. For everything. You name her after both your grandmothers. A name that honors the past while looking toward the future. A name full of meaning, full of love, full of hope. And when you hold her for the first time, when her tiny hand wraps around your finger, when she looks up at you with those big trusting eyes, you make her a promise, a vow. You promise to love her, to protect her, to show her what healthy love looks like, to raise her in a home filled with respect and communication and affection, to teach her that love is a choice, a daily choice, and that it's the most important choice you'll ever make. The first few months are hard, sleepless nights, endless diapers, learning to breastfeed, learning to soothe, learning to be parents. But you do it together. You take shifts. You support each other. You communicate. You work as a team, just like you've been doing, just like you'll keep doing, forever. And in those quiet moments, 3 a.m, feeding the baby, rocking her, looking at her perfect little face, you feel it, the rightness, the completeness. This is what you were meant to do. Not just be parents, but be parents together, build a family together, create this life together. And you're grateful, so incredibly grateful, that you didn't give up, that you fought, that you chose love. Because if you hadn't, none of this would exist. This baby, this family, this life, this love. Your friends visit, bringing gifts and food and congratulations. And they see it, the love, the partnership, the teamwork. They see how you work together, how you support each other, how you're already amazing parents because you're amazing partners. And some of them pull you aside, ask your secret. How do you make it look so easy? How are you so happy? How do you do it? And you tell them, honestly, the whole story, from that Thursday night when you almost lost everything to now, with a baby and a full house and a full heart. You tell them about choosing, about showing up, about falling in love again and again, about making it a priority, about never taking it for granted, about communication, about intentionality, about love as a verb, not just a feeling, about all of it. And you see it in their eyes, hope, possibility. Maybe they can do it too. Maybe they can save their relationship. Maybe they can fall in love again. Maybe they can build what you've built. Date nights change with a baby. They're less frequent, harder to coordinate, but you make them happen. You get a babysitter, or one set of grandparents watches the baby, and you go out, just the two of you, remembering that you're not just parents, you're partners, you're lovers, you're best friends. And you need to nurture that, protect that, choose that, even with the demands of a baby, especially with the demands of a baby. You celebrate your daughter's first birthday, a small party, family and close friends, a cake she smashes her face into, presents she's more interested in the wrapping paper than the actual toys, laughter and photos and joy, so much joy. And that night, after everyone leaves, after the baby is asleep, after the house is cleaned up, you sit on the couch together, exhausted, happy, complete. We did it, you say. We made it through the first year of parenting, of this new life, and we're still us, still strong, still in love. We'll always be us, they say, because we know what matters. We know how to prioritize. We know how to choose each other, even when it's hard, even when we're tired, even when life is chaotic. We choose. Always, you say. I'll always choose you, forever and ever. Forever and ever, they repeat, and you kiss. A tired kiss, a grateful kiss, a love kiss, a chosen kiss. Years pass, beautiful years. Your daughter grows, learns to walk, learns to talk, starts school, makes friends, has her own personality, her own interests, her own dreams, and you're there for all of it. Both of you, together, parenting as a team, loving as partners, living as best friends. Date nights continue. The tradition holds every Friday or Saturday or whatever day works that week, but always, without fail. One night for just the two of you, to remember, to reconnect, to choose, to fall in love again, because that's what you do every single day. You fall in love with the same person over and over, again and again. Sunday crosswords continue too, now with a little helper. Your daughter sits between you, asking questions, learning words, being part of the ritual, part of the tradition, part of the family, and you love it, all of it. The chaos, the noise, the life, the love, all of it. One night you're putting your daughter to bed, reading her a story, tucking her in, and she asks, "Mommy and Daddy, why do you love each other so much?" And you look at each other, smile, and you say, "Because we choose to. Every day we wake up and we choose love. We choose each other. And that's the secret. That's how love stays strong. You have to choose it. Every single day." She thinks about this, her little face scrunched up in concentration. And then she says, "I choose you too, both of you. I choose you to be my parents." And your heart just melts because she gets it. Even at 5 years old, she understands. Love is a choice. Family is a choice. And she's choosing you. You're choosing her. You're all choosing each other. And that's what makes a family. Not blood, not obligation, but choice. Daily, intentional, loving choice. More years pass. Your daughter grows into a teenager. Challenging years, beautiful years. You navigate them together, united, a team. You show her what healthy conflict resolution looks like, how to disagree respectfully, how to communicate honestly, how to love even when it's hard. She watches you, learns from you, and you know you're giving her the greatest gift, the gift of seeing real love, chosen love, committed love, the kind of love that lasts, the kind of love she'll want for herself someday. And through it all, through the easy days and the hard days, through the highs and the lows, through sickness and health and joy and sorrow and everything in between, you keep choosing. You keep showing up. You keep falling in love again and again and again, because that's what you promised. That Thursday night, that second day, that vow renewal, that moment in the hospital with your newborn daughter. Every single day since then, you promised to choose. And you kept that promise. You're still keeping that promise. You'll keep it forever. Now, years and years later, you're sitting on that same couch, the one where it all started, where you sat on opposite ends scrolling through phones, where you felt that loneliness, that distance, that almost loss. But you're not on opposite ends now. You're together, always together. Your daughter is grown, off at college, building her own life, making her own choices. And it's just the two of you again, like it was in the beginning, but better, so much better. Because you know now, you know what you have. You know what it took to get here. You know what it takes to keep it. And you're grateful, so incredibly grateful. "Remember that night," you say, "when I said I missed you?" They smile, that same smile, the one that's been lighting up your life for decades now. "I remember everything," they say, "every moment, every choice, every time we fell in love again. I remember all of it." "Best decision I ever made," you say, saying something that night, fighting for us, choosing you. "Best decision I ever made," they say, "was choosing you back every single day. I'd do it all again, every bit of it, the hard parts and the easy parts, all of it, because it led us here, to this, to us, to this beautiful life we've built." You kiss, a familiar kiss, a comfortable kiss, but also an exciting kiss, because even now, even after all these years, you're still falling, still choosing, still discovering new things about each other, new reasons to love, new depths to explore. Love doesn't plateau. It doesn't peak and then decline. It grows, deepens, expands. If you let it, if you choose it, if you work at it, if you never stop falling. I love you, you say, for the millionth time. But it feels like the first time, every time. That's the magic of it, the beauty of it, the miracle of it. I love you too, they say, forever and always, until the end of time. I choose you. I'll always choose you. I'll always fall in love with you, again and again and again. And that's the story of falling in love again, of finding each other within a relationship, of choosing love when you could have chosen distance, of fighting for what matters, of building something beautiful, something real, something lasting, something worth everything. It's not a fairy tale. There's no magic solution, no quick fix. It's daily work, daily choice, daily commitment. But it's worth it. God, is it worth it? Because at the end of the day, at the end of every day, you have each other, you have love, you have this beautiful life you've built together. And that's everything. That's more than enough. That's the dream, the real dream, the one that matters, the one that lasts, the one you chose, the one you built, the one you're living every single day, falling in love again and again and again, forever.